guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and today's video is going to be a story time video. I love doing these because I like telling stories. So today's story is going to be about the time that David proposed to me. I did do a vlog about this because we were traveling and I do travel vlogs all the time. So I actually did vlog the whole day, but I didn't really get into the details of was I expecting it, why my nails were done, anything that happened before we were there. So I will link that somewhere up there for you to go check out, but this is going to be the story overview of what happened leading up to it. So at the time that David proposed, we had been together for almost 3 years, around 3 years, and we had a trip planned to go hiking at Hocking Hills. I think it's a state park in Ohio. It was a little bit of a road trip for us. We travel all the time, so I wasn't really expecting, it wasn't like a special trip. We were going to go and meet 2 of my best friends and then their boyfriends and just like hike and explore for the day. I guess it was 2 days. We stayed 1 night. Little details. Anyway, so it was August. I had a break from grad school for like a week and a half, and so I went up to Michigan the first weekend. I went down to visit my aunt in Florida for a few days after that, and then this like last weekend of the break we had this plan to go to Hocking Hills. And so nothing special for us to travel, but I kept saying, like, you talk about marriage and a relationship a lot, and you talk about when you're at that point, if you're ready, you talk about, you just plan for the future and stuff. So yes, I knew an engagement was eventually coming. He had just graduated and gotten his first like big kid job, got his first bonus for passing all of his like tests and stuff for it. And so I knew, like, we had talked and I knew that he would propose like starting in May of 2018 to May of 2019. I knew like that was like the window that he was going to propose. So it was August of 2018 when it happened. It was funny because I would give him crap all the time, like just casually send him ring pictures and be like, isn't this so pretty, like blah blah blah, whatever. And so actually around our 2-year anniversary we had been ring shopping before and got my finger size, and then I went shopping with my best friend for rings also. So he knew what I wanted the whole time. It was just a matter of getting our little stepping stones of life in order. And so yeah, so like I said, I was in Florida the week before with my aunt. I go and visit her probably 5 or 6 times a year maybe, and every single time I go down there she takes me to get my nails done. So I had like joked with him before I went to Florida, and I was like, haha, if you want to propose when we're in Hocking Hills, I'll have my nails done, like you'll know for sure I will, like joking with him because I had been in school and it was such a stressful semester. Like we hadn't taken any like us time to like go away and do vacations like we usually do. And so I was like joking with him like, haha, it would be funny, And so when I was down in Florida, we were texting and he asked me, he was like, hey, have you gotten your nails done yet? And there was a little red flag in my mind like, that's weird that he asked that to like guarantee. And I was like, I don't know if he's like really just like pulling teeth here for conversation, just like keep talking without like, sometimes you don't have anything else to say when you're texting. And so I was like, maybe that's just what it is. So I just like, I'll let it slide, whatever. I had actually been texting my friends that week and I was like, yeah, wouldn't that be funny if David proposed this weekend? Like, blah, 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 blah. But like, you convince yourself like, oh, it's happening. I'm in the year window that it could happen. It could happen anytime. And so you like think about it. But then like in reality, I was like, there's no way he would propose. Like we don't got our life together very much. Like, to be adults and like get engaged and get married, like there's no way that that'll actually happen this weekend. Like we're totally not even ready for that. You get yourself, you talk yourself in circles. So the Friday before leaving for the trip, I was home from Florida and Michigan. I was packing, getting ready, whatever. He always called me once he got off work to talk to me on the way home. He usually got off at that time, I think around 4:30. But like 5:15 had rolled around and he still hadn't called me or anything. So I looked at his location and he had gone a completely different way home. And so I was like, that's weird. And the thought literally crossed my mind. I was like, what if he went to pick up a ring? Like, what if he went all the way? Because we have our biggest mall, like 45 minutes from where I lived at the time. And so I was like, he could have made it like from work to there like on his way back to our area within that amount of time, and like that's what his like tracking on his phone, my Find My Friends, that's what it looked like. And so I was like, that's weird. And I almost texted my friend. I was almost like, girl, I'm freaking out. I need you to tell me that David did not take you to buy a ring. Like, tell me and reassure me so like I know it won't happen this weekend. Because I was like, it won't happen. But then my mind was like, what if it does? You need to be prepared. But I did not text her. I was like, no, you just want this to be surprised no matter what it is. So I refrained from texting her, and I called him, and I was like, hey, where are you? What are you doing? He was like, oh, my dad left something at work, and I needed to go pick it up. And literally it rolled off his tongue like that. And so I was like, David is a horrible liar. Like, if he was lying to me, like, it would have shown. Like, he wouldn't have answered that fast. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll see you later. Saturday comes, we're on our way to Hocking Hills, and we're in the car, and a ring commercial comes on the radio. And so my mind immediately, from whatever we're talking about, goes straight to the ring commercial on the radio, and that's what I'm listening to. And David says, oh, when we get back, I need to start worrying about that. And I'm thinking he's talking about the ring commercial because that's what I'm listening to too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he hasn't bought a ring. That just shows he hasn't bought a ring yet. Like, all these things going off in my mind. I didn't realize that he was talking to me from the conversation we were having that I stopped paying attention to. And he didn't even hear the ring commercial at all. And so I was like, ugh. And so I was like, you haven't bought a ring yet? Like, I sent you pictures, like, blah, 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 blah. When is the timeline? And he just kept saying, can't you just trust my timeline? I have it worked out and I have a plan in my head. Like, just stop getting on me about it. And I was like, whatever. And so I think that's funny. Like, I had no idea he literally had a ring in the car with him. No idea. But we go and we drive and we get there. We meet up with my friends. All this is now in the vlog. But we actually get separated from my friends because we went and stayed at a hotel and they stayed at a campground. So we went to the hotel to change, which I was wearing such cute clothes. I had my hair all done that day and makeup on and everything. And then I was like, oh, we're going hiking. Changed into running shorts, a tank top, and a hat. And so afterwards I was like, why didn't you tell me I shouldn't change? Like, I was looking so cute. And then he put on jeans, and so I thought that was weird. I was like, we're hiking, why do you want jeans on? I didn't realize that he wanted somewhere to put the ring in his pocket, and running shorts aren't like the best for that. But I was like, oh goodness. But anyway, we separated from my friends on accident, and we kept looking for him for like 45 minutes. I was worried, and I was like, oh my gosh, we all drove like 4 hours to get here, and we're completely like separated. I have no service to contact them. I was feeling horrible. I was like, oh my gosh, we're trying to hang out, and here we are not even hanging out. And I kept making those comments, and then for a split second it crossed my mind. I was like, what if David told them to like lose us for like an hour or so that he could propose? And I was like, that's stupid, Elizabeth. Stop thinking like that. You just heard him in the car say he hadn't bought a ring yet. We're hiking a little bit, and it's so busy. I hate busy places. Like, when I'm hiking, I'd rather just be like, nice and peaceful, not like constantly like waiting for people and slower than you to walk and being like stuck behind them on a little path and waiting for other people to like go the opposite direction. Like, I'd rather just like be my group that's there. And he kept making comments. He kept saying like, wow, it's so busy today. Like, this is crazy. Or we should just find somewhere where it's just us. And usually he doesn't say stuff like that, but I had started saying like, it's so crowded here. But I didn't realize he wanted somewhere just the two of us, because I didn't want anyone else to be there when he proposed, and he knew that. And so he kept suggesting like, hey, let's step off the path here and let's go down this little like, you can tell it's kind of like a trail, but it's not like the trail you're supposed to be on. He kept suggesting that. And by the third time I was like, whatever, we'll go up these rocks. I'm leading, and then halfway there I turned around and I looked at him and I'm like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? There's a perfectly good path down there. We should just stay on it. And he was like, no, let's keep going. Let's just make it to the top. It'll be fine. And I was like, fine. You go first. And he was like, I don't want to go first. You go first. I don't want to. I didn't realize he had the ring in his back pocket. And looking back at the footage from the vlog, you can see it as he like steps in front of me and goes. Like, you can see there's a spot. You can see the box for the ring. And I was like, I didn't see it at the time, but he was freaking out, and that's why he didn't want to go in front of me. But he was like, okay, fine, I'll go in front of you. And so he went, and it was like slow hiking, and then he got in front of me and was like, boo, all the way up there, because he didn't want me to see. But we got up there, and his goal was to make us like be alone. And we got up to the top, and he started acting like seriously, like really strange. And on the way, like walking up there, I kept thinking, wouldn't that be weird if I totally just led us to the spot where like he would propose and like I would get engaged? And I was like, I don't know why these thoughts kept coming to my mind. I think I was just crazy over the idea of getting engaged. And so we got up there, and there was someone like, I guess it's called like rappelling up the side of the wall. And I was like, oh, look, there's someone. And he was like, I really wanted to be alone. And he kept reaching towards his back pocket and feeling it. And I was like, that's kind of strange. And so he's like, hey, why don't you set up your tripod and we can do one of those like intros for your vlog where you like stand outside the shot and then like jump in it. And I got him on camera saying that.
There's some rocks you can sit the GoPro on so you can jump in and be like, hi guys.
He's not usually like, he's fine with being in front of the camera, likes doing the vlogs with me, but he's not one to like initiate that action. And so I was like, kind of weird, but whatever. And I was like, let's just take a few pictures. And so as we were taking pictures, he had thought I set up the video. I did not. I like, at that point, I knew what was going to happen because I had my hat on backwards going up the rocks or whatever there. And I, like, as we were walking around, I was like, let me flip my hat back because I know what's about to happen. And so I fixed my hat, and I didn't want this to be on camera. I wanted this just to be a moment for like us in like that very like spot, just the two of us. And so I didn't want it on camera. I have clips of it on camera because after he had proposed, like I cried and he cried, and it was just like a super sweet moment. But it was like just for us. And after like everything was like said and done, he was like, did you get it on camera? And I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, all right, set it up. Let's get a clip for the vlog. And I was like, oh my goodness. But we set it up and did like a fake one there. But it was really sweet. He just got down on one knee because he started to say, like when we got out there, he was like, you know, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You know, all that sweet stuff. And he tells me like stuff like that all the time. So I was like, yeah, I know. And then he got down on one knee, and I was like, are you serious? I kept saying, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? And he was like, yes, I'm serious. And then he pulled out like the ring box and like opened it up, and it was gorgeous. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's really being serious. This is really happening right now. Here it is. Oh my goodness. And so I think like I used to judge those girls who like get engaged and post like pictures of their ring, like you know those shots I'm talking about on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Facebook, everything that's just like my ring. But like honestly, like right there in that moment, you have so much reassurance that that person who's getting down on their knee loves you so much, and it's just like so like everything clicks in your mind. You're like, wow, this is who I get to spend the rest of my life with. And it is such an incredible feeling. And you go from like, you know, I'll never have a boyfriend again, I'll have a fiance and then a husband. And like that was crazy. He was like, yeah, you're my fiance now. And I was like, oh my gosh, here we go, changing titles now, like this is crazy. And I didn't realize like I fell so much more in love with him in that moment than I thought was possible. Like I know that's probably hard to understand if you're not engaged and you've never been in that situation, but it was like such an incredible feeling, and I honestly felt like I was on cloud 9. Like it was incredible. And everything that followed, like the next few days, like telling all of our family and stuff, we didn't announce it on social media right away. It was just like so special, and like I don't know, it was fun. Like that was honestly like the greatest feeling in the world. And so I'm a photographer. A few weeks ago I got to shoot a surprise proposal, and I was just like so amped about it because I was like, they are literally going to feel this best feeling in the world just like I did, and I am so excited for them. Like it's honestly incredible. I love it. So no more from me judging girls posting their ring everywhere. Like I know what an incredible feeling that is, and you just look at it every day. Like I love my ring. It's so like dainty and perfect for my finger because my fingers are so like thin and small, but like I don't want anything big or overpowering. And I just look at this and I am obsessed with it, and my mom and grandma both are obsessed with it also, which like means the world to me. My mom passed away actually. She went missing 1 month after the proposal. I got engaged on August 25th, and then she went missing on September 25th. And so knowing that like she adored my ring and how like dainty and adorable it is, like means the world to me. Like I love my ring even more. And so yeah, that is my story on how David asked me to marry him and me saying yes, and everything was perfect. And yes, I love it. I love being engaged, and now it's a full-on wedding planning. Yay! If you guys are interested in my wedding planning process, I will. I am actually filming videos right now to have, go over the whole thing. I'm going to do a lot of DIY stuff for my wedding and put a lot of personal touches and spins on it. I am a wedding photographer, so I want my wedding to be different, and I don't want to do a lot of the stuff that I've seen in the past. So if you want to follow along on that journey and maybe be inspired to do stuff for your own wedding, be sure to subscribe to my channel because those videos will all be out soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!